Do I look good, Sparkle?
Yeah,
Fine. Okay. So, is this mic? So, I think, first of all, I'm supposed to say this is very healthy, having an open discussion.
Yep.
Important part of coming to terms with things. So, for me, gender is a relatively recent term. It only was coined in the 50s. And gender has only ever been a term to refer to someone's social position and the social roles in life. As originally,
I concede to that definition, but my issue is, and this is going to be the up and front discussion, is what is the motivation in believing that this is a valid form of identity?
well, what is the? Sorry, could you repeat that first?
Yeah, so we all agree that this is the definition of what gender and sex is, but why should we take this as a form of identity that is valid and we consider this in the person?
Well, I think gender is a form of different categorization into society. Obviously, for many years in Western society, we've had male and female, or men and women, rather.
Yep.
Sorry, for distinction. And then in more recent years, we've had the sort of classification of non-binary people. But this is just exclusive. I think the important classification is this is exclusive to Western civilization, because there are many tribes or different places around the world where gender is not a man and a woman, as it is in Western society. So,
Like what though?
so in Brazil, there's a fascinating anthropological study by the professor of anthropology from Denmark in the 90s, and it's the gender of São Paulo prostitutes. And I get a bit graphic, but men who take sex from other men, and they are the bottom, so they are the ones who are getting
The ones that...
yeah. They submit their masculinity by doing that, and they become a third category. They're not quite female, but they're not quite male. It's the same with
But the study, did it find that these people actually found themselves to be within this third category, or did they just submit and give away their sense of identity within the relationship?
Well, they found a new identity within this third categorization, and this is societally accepted within that culture of the sort of underground São Paulo.
And this is my point, right? So typically conservative spaces go towards, the reason why we disagree with transgenderism is because nowhere within history has it been taught. Now, I do agree, hold on. I disagree with that also, and that's why I'm simply discharging that as something that I would pull to as my argument or polemic against transgenderism. I typically think that I don't think saying that other societies believe in X, Y, and Z, we can pull to this society that believed in Y, therefore Y is acceptable. I think that's nonsense. So again, it goes back to the point where we have conflicting accounts of sex, gender, different categorizations of identity. So why should we take it that gender being this conventional construct of, this is what I believe is a man, this is what I believe is typically a female, using that gender appropriate language to refer to people that believe in themselves in this way and another way? Why is this a valid form of identity? Like, why should we take what they're saying into consideration when we're talking to people, for example?
Well, because at the end of the day, I think this is a bit of a cop-out argument, in all fairness, but I do have to go catch a movie. At the end of the day, we will all become dust, we will all become worm food, and I guarantee this does not really matter as much as it's played out to be. It is played out to be a big thing because of culture war over class war. Got to bring in that capitalist, Marxist side, but it's really not that big of a deal. If someone goes, I want to go by these pronouns, or I want to dress this way, as a society, why can't we go, sure, if it makes you happy?
Because I always go back to this analogy, and the reason why I'm interrupting you, because I know it's time sensitive. So, if for example, we agree or we just assume that my position is true, and we go to the education, we try to contrive some sort of curriculum, would we transmit dishonesty, or are we transmitting truth and moral truth claims that we believe, and of course we assume are true, within education, or are we just transmitting something that we believe is false and that's absolutely fine?
You just I think I actually teach in a school, and we don't, children aren't taught these things. They come to understand them through experience within society. It's not like I was never taught what a woman's roles are. I was never taught what a man's roles are.
But it's been indoctrinated to you, right?
I've been indoctrinated through society.
You had a mother, I assume you have a father. Like, I'm not speaking strictly within education because social media is another apparatus by which people learn things, right?
It is. Social media is a way through which people learn. However, I'm really sorry. I would love to continue this conversation.
Yeah.
I do have to dash. It was lovely talking to you. But at the end of the day, if someone says I'm this and it makes me happy, I'm gonna go. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. I hope you have a good evening.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a good conversation with someone else.
Yeah, appreciate it.
One question.
For fuck's sake, Mark.
Yeah, go on.
Why are you doing this? Let me get comfortable.
I discuss religion and politics, and this is what I do.
Do you feel like you're just kind of prostituting yourselves out on the street?
I mean,
Like trying to.
I mean, listen-
Trying to rage bait people into fighting with you for like.
I don't think this is rage bait, but I think if you want to put prostitution in a way that I'm trying to give something, a value of myself to other people, then sure. Yeah.
You think your thoughts are like.
I think that civil discourse is a value within some people.
Okay.
Because
With
do
your
I seem like the
question-
most like typical conservative that's trying to regurgitate some bite-sized comments on this issue, or do I seem like someone that's quite reasonable and trying to speak on this issue with a bit of generosity?
I'll be honest, I wasn't really listening. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. It's just like it's a weird thing that you're doing, and you like
I'm weird.
not care about people's business. Like,
I do. I'm a collectivist, so that typically I think of the whole then instead of my part, which is myself. And it's not like selfish in that way.